What's up, everybody, and welcome to G2KAPA, the show that stands for something, but today it's to get to know a promo artist, and before us is the main event, the Bastard, and also someone else, but Jared Holmes. What is going on, Jared? Thanks for being on, man.
What's up, everyone? What's up, Hugs? Thank you for having me on the show today. You
I'm
know,
very excited.
it's
It's been
been
a long time in the making.
months in the making. Finally, yeah.
The fan favorite, and your third character, of course, Jared Swanson. Before we get into Swanson, though, I do want to
Yes.
get into some of the stuff for Jared Holmes. But Jared Swanson is going to be the main event, the chef's kiss character that everybody's been super into
Okay.
and excited to learn about. I bet. But let's start off. Of course, Jared Holmes is your name, right? Because normally I ask that, like, how did you get your name?
Yeah,
That's not a stage name, right?
yeah. My mom gave it to me. That's how I got it.
Fair enough. Okay, so how did you get into wrestling, just in general, and maybe lead that into how you got to wrestling TikTok?
My mom always watched it. She watched it from like back in the late '80s when Magnum TA, Dusty Rhodes, and all them was around. She quit watching towards like the middle of the '90s, but once the Attitude Era came in and Stone Cold and The Rock and all them, she was a huge Stone Cold mark. Still is to this day. Like she don't watch it as much as she used to, but if Stone Cold's on the show, she definitely watches it. And I sort of just inherited it from her, you know. My earliest wrestling memories is like middle of '05 around Mania season. Taker and Orton, their feud was like my first wrestling memories.
Well,
And
because
wrestling TikTok, go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say, well, because Undertaker's your favorite wrestler of all time, right?
Yes, that's the reason because he was like one of the first people I saw as like a younger kid, and I was like, oh shit, this guy's awesome, you know.
So, what brought you to wrestling
And then
TikTok? I'm sorry to cut you out.
I was just on TikTok one day and scrolled across there and saw a Heel Josh video and started following him. He told me that NGTTWF was NGT at the time was about to become the TTWF Developmental League, and then I followed you and stuff, got into the Discord, and the rest is history.
Now, before that, I know you started by posting NASCAR stuff, or at least when I met you, you were posting NASCAR stuff.
Yes,
How, like, have you been a lifelong fan of NASCAR? Like,
yeah, my grandma has always was a fan of that, and I inherited it from her. She the she got into NASCAR by watching the first ever Brickyard 400 race in Indianapolis because she lived close to there, and she heard that a driver from Pittsburgh, Indiana, named Jeff Gordon was on there, and that's how she fell in love with the sport. Then I inherited it and started liking drivers like Tony Stewart, Jeff Gordon, drivers like that. Stewart's my all-time favorite,
which my on-screen
but
character
Gordon's my second favorite.
I was gonna say my on-screen character, of course, loves Jeff Gordon, our Lord and Savior Jeff Gordon, and hates Tony Stewart. What's kind of cool is like being that I'm from the Chicago area. I've been to the raceway in Indianapolis, the Brickyard, whatever that place is called. I don't know. I went there on a trip. I didn't go out of my way to go there, but I have been there. I walked on the actual track there, which was pretty cool. Have you ever been to a race? Like even like a local, like not like a
I've
huge
been
race,
to a
but
few. I've been to a few. I went to the Bristol Speedway. I went to Kentucky, Richmond, Martinsville, a couple of the others like around. That's not too far of a drive. The farthest I ever drove was like South Carolina to go to a Darlington race. But other than that, not. I won't travel too far to see a NASCAR race. I'd rather watch it on TV. It's too expensive.
would you say you're a bigger wrestling fan or NASCAR fan?
Wrestling, way bigger
Wrestling.
wrestling fan.
Now, you previously came from like a NASCAR community and stuff like that. Was that like your first content creation that you did? Was in the NASCAR community, or is it?
Yes, yeah. It was on an app called Amino. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. I'm sure some people have.
It's like a fandom app.
And it's like a community. Yeah, yeah. And I joined the NASCAR one and the wrestling one like literally the same day. And I created closer friendships on the NASCAR one than the wrestling one. And then sort of transformed over to TikTok, you know, posting a little bit of NASCAR content here and there. That's how I got like my first like 100, 200 followers was posting the NASCAR content. And then I started transitioning and just doing the promo stuff. I post some wrestling content every now and then. I'm gonna start getting into more of that here soon.
I get that. Now, when you did come to the NGTTWF, it wasn't, or at that point, the NGT, it wasn't that long for you to start associating with Heel Club, and it wasn't that long before you became our world champion. So, what was that like for you to just kind of jump into the community and then become a world champion?
It was crazy. Like I joined and I didn't expect much, you know. I've done promos beforehand, but it was only like for like the NASCAR leagues I was in. Like I created this like character of like being a benchmark and all that, like just a real cocky character. So I had experience there. But to be on like a grander scheme of things where people can actually match up with like the skills that I have was insane. And then beating like I beat Rich Rico on my first show, and then I think that match was and no one can. It was whoever won that match faced the scores the next week, where the winner would face the winner between Dash and Welsh Cowboy, and Welsh beat Dash, and then I beat Welsh, and then unfortunately lost it to Crispy a few weeks later. But it was amazing. I feel like if I didn't start off like that, I feel like I probably wouldn't be here. Like I probably wouldn't be as known as I am right now, as respected in the community.
I feel that I get that. Now, you've changed a lot. Like you've gone through a few phases in your normal Jared Holmes character, but the biggest
Yeah.
change would be the addition of your new character, which is Jared Swanson. Can you tell me a little bit
Yes.
about that? How that came about? Why you wanted to evolve that character?
So it was right around the time the whole Lucius attacking Hill Club story happened. Uh, sort of maybe smoked a little bit of the devil's lettuce one day, and I saw that Rogue and them posted about the German. I don't know if I said the word on YouTube, but you know what I'm talking about. The German stuff. I was like, you know what, I want to get on this. So I sent you that message, and you shot me back one saying, yeah. And I was just going to do it like in my normal voice, but it sort of just, I took a few takes and I didn't like it. So I just done a high pitched voice and just named him Jared Swanson and sent it to you. People liked it. I never expected to get it over. It was supposed to just be a one time thing, and then it sprued into one of the most over characters on the roster, one character of the year for 2020. We even had a freaking wedding where I married a TikTokie this past week.
No, when I did want to get into that, a few things. You didn't think it was going to be what it was. Can you give us a little bit of what your inspiration was for that character, though?
I'm really into like conspiracy. Like I like watching like conspiracy videos. You know,
Me too.
like before Shane Dawson became a piece of shit. I like watching like his conspiracy videos. There's this one girl named Michelle something on YouTube that I watch her videos where she talks about conspiracy theories. I just think they're interesting,
Hmm.
and sort of wanted to do a character like that. And it was just like I said, one time thing, and then people liked it, so I sort of had to keep it going. You know what I mean?
So of course, like that kind of blew up. Everybody got very interested in it, and that eventually, like you said, leads to a wedding. But before that, we had the truth. Now, do you want to talk about the stable that Jared Swanson runs?
Yes. We originally wasn't called the Chips. We was just in the future. It was me, Skunk, and Jinx. And then we brought Kaz along on the second iteration of going to the future. And, you know, some stuff went down, whatever. And we left that, and Skunk came up with the name, The Truth. So I went along with that, and we decided to make a four-man group, you know. And then I think Steve wanted to join, and he created his Adam Gray character. So he was like the fifth member. And then Kaz one week faced server error. And I was like, so like in, intrigued in server error's character. So I talked to Kaz, which is Jackson, and I hit him up. And server accepted, you know. Then a few weeks later, I introduced him. He's become such an amazing part of the truth. One of my best friends in the community right now. Love talking to him.
For sure.
Very charismatic. One of the best promo artists we have.
Great.
And then later on down the line, we got Inspector Detective Popcorn. We have El Wapo. And then one of the biggest things for the truth was whenever I stole Skylar and Thomas from Face Club. That was a huge get. Love both of them. Skylar's
Big
doing
swerve.
some phenomenal work right now. Yes.
Big swerve. That
Thomas
and,
doing great work as well.
Picking up Tommy Moore, that was a good one.
Yes, Tommy Moore.
El
El
Wapo's
Wapo right
killing
now
it.
doing some phenomenal work.
And our newest acquisition, if you want to talk about that.
Yeah. We'll get ready to poach someone from the future. I ain't gonna reveal the name just yet because it's gonna be
That's
happening.
why I didn't want to say the
weeks.
name. I didn't know if you wanted to tease it or if you wanted to, wanted to name drop it.
You know, the person coming over is from the future. I'm excited for it. He's gonna do some good stuff for us. I feel.
So it's a he.
But yeah, tune into the Swanson account. Yeah.
It's a he. From
a
the
he
future.
and a her. A
so
he
there's
and a
two.
her.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued. Okay, so we are about that time where we're going to be switching over to the lightning round, but I do want to touch on one thing you talked about, which is the Swanson wedding. This was, if not the biggest community event we've had, the biggest one we've had in quite some time. You had everyone from the Ghost of Sandy Ravage, Nick Harrison, everybody that's in Heel Club, everybody from the Truth. I feel like everybody that's in the community was involved in some way. So how, like, what was the idea process for that, and were you shocked by how many people were interested in being a part of it?
100% shocked. You know, I sent feelers out to a few different people like Lou, Nick Harrison, a couple others, and they got back to me quickly, and they was like, yes, I want to be a part of it. I expect the Swanson wedding to be like just this. I want to get as many people involved as possible. You know, I want to be this big community thing, just something fun to go back and watch. I didn't expect that many people to be a part of it, but whenever people kept on reaching out, I was like, okay, I got to work a lot of these people in, and I thought the best way to put some of them was like the clapping videos at the end, you know, as we walk back down the aisle, finally married, living happily ever after. But yeah, it was fun. It was a hard process sometimes, you know. I ran out of space on my phone like 18 million times. Because I've had like so many videos saved, but it turned out so perfectly. Ron edited it together so amazingly, and everyone I talked to loved it. So I feel like it was a huge success.
It turned into like a 17-minute epic for an app where we're used to cutting 1-minute promos. That's huge. That's crazy.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like 17 promos.
There's a million things that we could talk about because, like I said, we are super good friends. Anybody that's on the Discord and the community knows that we're very close. But we need to get to the important questions, the stuff that everybody really wants to know, which is like our lightning round stuff. I'm actually going to ask you, I believe these are all the same questions that I asked Crispy because I was pulling up some of my old questions. And being that you lost the NGT championship to Crispy, who then became probably the greatest NGT champion of all time after that, I figured I should ask you these questions and see where you measure up against the Young Titan. Actually, I'm wearing the Young Titan shirt. Okay.
That's a beautiful shirt.
Hey, I love your shirt. I love the NGT original shirt, repping it, because you actually, well, let's, before we get to this, just real quick, you are the last NGT original on the main roster, actually, from the first show.
Yes. Once Chelsea retired, I was the last one. Rich Rico's gone. Ben Harvey's gone. I can't remember the other person that was on there. All of them's gone. I'm the only one left.
No, the actual NGT original. Okay, what is your favorite breakfast cereal?
Twix.
Twix?
That little bunny.
Oh,
yes.
Trix. I thought you said Twix. I was like, do you eat Twix as a freaking breakfast cereal, bro?
Like, Trix, you know the bunny rabbit?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, Trix are for kids. I was like, dog, I just eat Twix. I just go, I put them in milk. That is a good side question, though. What goes in the bowl first?
The cereal. Easy.
Okay.
If you say milk,
we're about to have some problems if you were to say that milk goes in the bowl first, because we don't live by those rules around here. I know this whole time I've had these set up this way, but it was bothering me, so I changed it. Okay, what is your favorite cartoon?
Just like South Park count.
Yeah, South Park counts.
Animated.
I'd take that.
Yeah. South
Did you
Park,
ever watch Saturday morning cartoons or anything as a kid, or no?
Not really. Like I watch more like Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network. I love Cowardly the Curious Dog or whatever the hell his
Oh,
name was
Courage the
when
Cowardly
I was
Dog.
little. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, Courage the Cowardly
Yes,
Dog.
yes,
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
enjoyed
feel
that
you.
as a kid. And
Okay.
Ed and Eddie I enjoyed as a kid.
Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
A couple others.
I dig that. All right, I can give it that vibe. What is your favorite, and this kills me, soda, or as I would say, what is your favorite pop?
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew. I get it.
Yes.
Not a sponsor. I do have Diet Mountain Dew right now. Special shout out to
I
Baja
got,
Blast. I do love Code Red.
Red.
I do love Code Red, but special shout out to Baja Blast. What is your favorite toilet paper brand?
Whatever's at the Dollar General whenever I go and get like a Slim Jim and my mom says I need toilet paper.
Fair enough. Okay.
I just buy the cheap stuff.
That's whatever's there. Okay. What is your favorite guilty pleasure movie?
Snakes on a Plane.
Snakes on a Plane.
I know most people think it's corny.
I love that.
Love
Samuel Jackson, man. You got to appreciate Samuel Jackson.
Yes.
What is your favorite ice cream flavor?
Moose Tracks.
So what is Moose Tracks?
It's like.
Is that the one with like the little caramel
vanilla
chocolates
ice cream.
and stuff?
Yes. Like the little like bales of like chocolate with caramel in it. Yeah, it's so good. I actually have some in my freezer.
What is the ideal first date?
Going to see a good movie and then bringing her home and doing the Swanson.
What does the Swanson sound like?
A Sasquatch.
Okay, so you watch Snakes on a Plane and then you do Snakes in the Bed. Is that what's going on? Or maybe Snakes. I don't know. Maybe one.
That's right.
I have no idea. What color is your underwear right now?
Black.
Okay, cool.
I had to check. I didn't know.
Does the carpet match the drapes?
I think so. I'd hope so. I'm a little fat, so I don't.
You're like I can't check. What is your favorite thing about me?
Your work ethic. You care about the community. You know, you're always working to make someone look good, making the community look good. On that, appreciate you.
Face Club propaganda. Okay, and here's the final thing that I will ask you. Define yourself. I actually want you to do two of these. I want you to define Jared Holmes yourself, your being, and then define Jared Swanson in one word.
Holmes, great. Swanson, crazy.
Okay, I can take that. I dig that. Hey, man, well, we're actually running like perfectly on time. Is there anything else you want to talk about or touch on or anything like that? What are your goals for 2021?
Like promo goals or?
Sure.
Or just
TikTok
like
goals, promo goals, anything you want to share? What do you want to do?
I'll do promo goals. Well, spoiler alert, at Mania, I am facing the Natural, my best friend in the community. I love him so much. I'm so glad we get to work that program. I definitely want to get back to maybe winning the next gen world title again, especially with the gimmick I want to run with after Mania. It's going to be a good one. These 3 letters mean a lot. That's a little hint at what I'm doing after Mania.
Mean a lot to me.
You know, just repping Heel Club, recruiting for the truth, you know, making the truth into a faction that's respected.
Do you see the truth getting as big as Heel Club in the future, or do you want to keep it a little smaller?
I hope we get a little bit smaller,
Is there, okay, so let me ask you just a few final questions. If you could recruit any 3 people from the community to the truth, anybody from any stable, who would they be?
You put me on the spot there. You gotta give me a minute to think.
Well, while you're thinking about that on the
AP
back,
tapes.
okay, which would be great.
AP tapes. Loving him right now. Smitty Session, just because Swanson loves Smitty Session.
Okay.
And I think that could be plausible. He's not in no faction if you think about it. It's a different entity than Smithception.
All right. And
And
AP tapes you stole from, or you've stolen from Face Club before. It could happen again.
Yeah. And DJ Barbecue. I think he would be perfect in the truth. Yes. That's my 3 right there.
So we'll end on this final question. Let's say you defeat Nigel at WrestleMania, or TikTok-mania, however you want to put it, our WrestleMania promo show, okay? You are going forward, you want to move on to get an NGT championship match for the Next Gen World Championship, right? Who do you want to see across from you? Who would you want to face in your dream match to regain your title? If anyone could be champion at that point that you would face, who would you want to face?
My amazing manager, one of my favorite promo artists in the league right now, Relic. He just has that it factor about him. Would love to face Relic for that Next Gen title, or even Painmaker. Like one of them two. They're both my managers because they have like the Painkiller's managerial service. They're gonna kill it at Mania. It's gonna be a good match. So either one really. Whoever wins that match is who I want to see after me and Nigel's match if I win.
Hey, you're not going to get any argument from me. Of course, Relic is my client and one of my very best friends. But thank you for being on the show, man. I love the answers to these questions. Like I said, I feel like we could talk forever. We have hit over 20 minutes, so that's normal. We try to keep these to. I definitely want to have you back on, maybe after Mania, so we see how this all pans out. Maybe you can be on again as the Next Gen champion. Who knows? That could be a thing.
That would be nice.
But if you want to follow Jared on TikTok, all our links, all the stuff will be in the description to this video. So that we have Jared Swanson and Jared Holmes, because you got to follow both. But again, thank you for being on, Jared. Thank you guys for watching G2KAPA, another phenomenal episode. And we'll have a poll in the Discord to decide who is on next, because you decide. I don't decide. I don't pick it. I let you guys do it. That way I don't feel bad when people lose. Thank you for watching, guys. We'll be back with another one later. Bye.